Now, I'm well aware, or I think I am, that I am not a good enough golfer to use this driver. However, I've got it anyway because I think this could potentially be the best, longest, fastest, best sounding, best looking low spin driver of the year. So today we're going to put that to the test. We're going to test it out here at, I'd say, a beautiful Woolley Park Golf Club, but it's gone a little bit cold, hasn't it, Rob? So we're of course going to talk numbers as well for this absolute beast of a driver, the Titleist GT4, and we're going to play around the weights and see just if potentially we can make it that little bit more tameable for me to take out on that golf course. But first, let's get back out there. Let's see exactly how this can perform at a glorious Woolley Park. I really want this to work, like a lot. Never a better time to test a new driver. And I must say, this smaller head size for me.
Peel that off as well.
No, I'd leave that on. I'd leave that on. T marks on the bottom. Yeah, no? Guys, comment below, would you leave that on or would you take it off? I might take off towards the end if this goes well, but another glove. For me, I honestly think I'm a believer. The head cover's nice, isn't it? You a fan? Now on the white, but it's not like a white that's going to ruin, is it? But I'm a believer. Find a tray on the floor. Sorry. Find a driver that you can hit, but makes you work hard. So makes you want to practice, makes you want to be a better man, a better golfer, a better father. Look how good that looks. I'm not taking it. No, I'm not taking it off. Right. So 9 degree, smaller head. We still have that seamless Therafoam crown. I know I need to get some speed here. So this is designed for golfers who want to bring their spin rate sub 3,000. You're gonna have to hit it good. It looks amazing down at the ball. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that was a little bit toey as well. But I don't mind that as a ball flight because it's just a little bit of a kind of dipper. Obviously with this club, if it's a low spin head like this GT4 is, also, Porsche GT4, yes or no? Sorry, it's when we talk cars, Rob, it's when we talk cars. GT4's got the same engine as GT3, but it's a Cayman. Not even 911, Rob. Let's centre it. That is really good, you know. And what I like about that is it is that exact flight I want. It's that low, boring shot, not boring as in when Bob tells a story, but boring as in that low spin penetrating shot. That's 2 fairways in a row. Into the wind as well. The looks are outstanding. Look at that. I mean, I've absolutely butchered the strike locations as you'll see here, but that is really, really impressive as to just kind of what forgiveness we're getting even with Titleists. I know that's a ball ache to get off as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right, let's keep going. Let's talk numbers. Let's try and warm up. And let's try not to upset Bobby because he's a fragile soul. Aren't you, Rob? So straight away there, I didn't think we'd be stood here talking about 3 fairways out of 3. So that's already a tick in the box. Whether or not they've gone a lot further than maybe a GT3, maybe even a GT2 would have gone. I mean, I went for a fit-in down at Woburn, and to be honest, the GT2 was the club for me. It's not even the GT3, but I fell in love with the GT4 head, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. And sometimes in golf, sometimes in life, that happens, doesn't it, Bobby?
What?
Now, when it comes to consistency, both front to back and side to side dispersion there, I'm really impressed. We are into the wind here, and I have hit longer drives on this hole before, but from a consistency standpoint, that's a huge tick in the box, especially when you look at, like, one of the things, Rob, is, and this isn't just the GT4, this is all of them, you don't like, you know when you get that out now, you're on the tee and you're like, just stood there like that, like, no one's seeing that club face, are they? And then you get it out and it's like, wow.
That's really annoying, man.
And then, like, look, watch. Nothing, just doesn't.
How do you get them out then?
It's gonna have to be like some kind of white spirit, isn't it? To be honest, here's a top tip. If you buy a Titleist driver, get some black or plastic tee pegs. I'm really annoyed I've done that because I knew that was gonna happen as well. But you know, if you're a bowler and it's all out the centre, you would, wouldn't you? You'd be like putting Tipp-Ex on them. Now, there is a huge hypothesis here. You like that?
Well,
You don't know what I'm going to say yet, do you?
no, no idea.
That a lot of people who use these drivers shouldn't use these drivers. Very similar to people who use blades, very similar to people who wear big hoodies and gloves. But I think, I'm a believer that you're just searching for that one shot. Because I hit a couple of shots with this down at Woburn and it was like, wow. Rob was there, it was really, really impressive. I'm searching for that again because I feel like there's a ball flight with this driver that not many drivers on the market can give you. And that's what you tell yourself when you probably shouldn't be using something. But water on the left, wind down off the right. So this is downwind now, not into the wind like the previous one. Let's aim down this right-hand rough and let the wind bring it back in. The head is incredibly looking. Yes, that one. That's the one that I really, really wanted to hit, especially for you guys on the camera, because I've used the white tee and I'll show you where it was. There.
Ooh.
Or was it there? It was probably that one actually. So still good, but you can see the tee's almost on an angle, so maybe the lie angle isn't quite right for me with this setting. I've got it just in A1 because it's just 9 degrees and I thought, I'm basically trying to work my swing around being able to be capable of using this, aren't I? But it is making me concentrate. That was a really good swing. Can we hit the same again? I've absolutely hammered that. Just get right. That's over the water. That is over the water, Bob. And we've done some testing on here today already, and they didn't go over the water, did they? So when it comes to the tech, let's hit one more. I'll talk about what's in it because we know it's similar to all the GT drivers. I absolutely love it. And I've got no right to, but I absolutely love it. I think I'm safer. What's gone on here, Bob? Are you okay? It's because you got these gloves on. I absolutely love it. You okay?
Yeah,
We'll leave that in, Bob. We'll leave it in. I think I'm safer in the heel.
Yeah.
That last shot was it. I think if I get towards the toe, that's when we get those dippy ones, which is obviously going to happen because that's what happens at the heel. You know what after them, Bob?
Oh, yeah.
And that's because we hit a couple of good ones. Let's jump inside, let's see what it works like for numbers, because that's obviously going to help. But I don't think this is a purely numbers-driven driver. I think it's a driver that you have to know, you have to feel, you have to get yourself around a golf course with. Almost like a mini driver. There's one of them coming as well, isn't there? You didn't know that, did you?
Wow.
Okay guys, numbers time. I've been waiting for this for so long, and I'm going to prove everybody wrong. I'm going to prove the world wrong. I'm going to prove Bobby wrong. I'm going to prove the Titleist fitters wrong. Watch this. I mean, as first ones go, Bob. Go on. So really, it's not a bad one. 265, is it? Running up to 290. We have had a handful of 300 yarders this year when testing the likes of the Ping LS Tech, and I think we got one with the Callaway Triple Diamond as well, which is kind of on the lines of this as well. We do have the 11 gram weight in the front and the 6 gram weight in the back, so that is the kind of lowest spin setting. That might be spinning a bit too low at 1700. I know what you're thinking. James, just use a GT3 or a GT2. But it doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as good. I'm really happy with that. That was a good one though. How bad are the bad, you ask? Like that. 2000 spin, plus 160 ball speed, carrying 269 right up to 292. If we have a 300 yarder in, Bob, does it go in the bag? Because,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is a really fun experiment. I know a lot of people are going to be calling me a moron in the comments. It's not often I agree with the comments, but I do. A fat idiot. I tell you what, that's consistent though, isn't it, dispersion-wise? I really feel like I'm hitting this well. And it's not It's not really going that far for me, is it?
Nice shot.
I'm not like Adam Scott, am I, unfortunately? This is the one, Rob. Go on. I've pulled it a bit, so it's got to be a bit quicker. 275. It's still going. It's still going. That's depressing. It's just a bit of a slogging contest now, isn't it? But I don't feel like I necessarily need to bring those weights. But I'm going to try it. But like some of them are spinning at 3,000, which is fine. Probably a bit high if anything, but so this is how you do it. You have these two weight ports here. I've got it. My dentist said not to do this. You watch the channel, he said stop putting weights in your mouth. Sorry. So this is now, did you get a word of that? What's that?
Dentist.
Said stop putting weights in your mouth. Stop using your teeth as tools, he said. Right, a bit more forgiving. So now I might try and stop absolutely trying to tear the urethane off it and just swing it. It's funny though, because that sounds a bit different. Did you think it sounded different? As good as I've got that. As good as I've got. And it's doing pretty well, like it's what you want it to do. The funny thing is, we do all this. If I get this out, which I think is the standard ping, because I think both pings are fantastic this year, to be honest. And this isn't a guarantee, but that's a pretty okay strike. Not pulling any trees up. So my only other thought process that could happen here as well is maybe putting, so I've got a Graphite Design ADDI7 shaft, the orange one that Tiger used. Do you put that in? And again, it might not make a huge difference to the numbers, it might be detrimental to the numbers, but as a driver, when you step onto a tee, very much like Gary Martin, and I'm sorry I'm going down this path, could it be, it's not right for you, but you like it that much it is? I think that could potentially be where we're going with this. A lot of people will be in the comments, James, you change driver every week. James, you know what you're doing. James, you're a fat idiot. That's absolutely fine. You're probably not wrong. But I test drivers for a living. And when you get consistency like those two, you have to take note. You just have to. We'll not talk about the one that nearly went in the water. Gary Martin, it's up here. Right. One shot and one shot only. If we miss the fairway, I'm never allowed to hit this club again. Sorry, I know. But I just have to, like, what do you want to do with it? How's your camera settings, Rob? All right? Right. Oh, I didn't lock the screen. Right. Come on. This means a lot. This is pressure. Come back. That's like on the border, isn't it? And that's that shot. That's that one. But what I like about it is it doesn't go left. I'm not sure. Ew. I think that's missed the fairway. I can't even claim it, can I? That's that. My driver now.